Welcome to Creative Originals by Roxine. Sit back and enjoy my videos. Hello everyone, welcome to my part 1 series on wood burning on bamboo. I'd like for you all to be sure you have your initial drawing penciled in on your board. I made a half moon shape and I've divided it into 3 sections. The outer section I've also divided into separate little rectangle type squares. So as long as you have that done, we will be ready to start burning into the next part. I am using an A or a G tip on my pen through my Caldwell burner, Super Burner 2, Super Pro Burner 2. And I like to take steady, even strokes along the line. You want your pen temperature to be just a little bit hotter than normal. I use about a 4 setting or a 5 setting. I also have a small fan going to kind of cool my pen and my unit off. You can see I pull towards myself. This part of the film is going to speed up a little bit till we get down here to the end. My pencil line is off, and so what I want to do is go to the tip of my moon, and I'll line my pen up with the tip of my moon, and then I will pull back to join where I ended with that line. That is, you can join them together there, and when you'll look at it, you'll have a nice smooth line. Now I like that, that's good. So you can, at this point, you can pause the video and you can go in and get all 3 of your curved lines all burn into your half moon shape, and then we'll come back and we'll start our horizontal lines through the outer section. Okay, in this part, I like to hold my pen probably on the inner edge, and I'm going to pull toward me and out to the outer edge and draw a straight line. Now, it's okay if it's not exactly straight or you go off the line a little. I'll show you a little bit later how to go back and fix that. And we will just continue the video until we get to the end of this outer wedge area with all of these in between lines. Here you can take an X-Acto knife, or you can take what I have is a dental wax-up knife, and you can gently scratch out any little errors that you made if you weren't exactly on the line. Then go back and around and erase any pencil marks. And we're almost ready to start our paradox in the center. So I'm going to be taking up 2 squares per paradox. So we have about 16 different rectangles. I'm going to use 2 rectangles per paradox. A paradox, you want to start at a corner and then angle and expand your line to the next upper opposite line. And you can kind of see how I do this. I was just counting the squares here. So we start down here in the center, and we're going to make our line go from the lower right to the upper left and gradually widen it. Then we're going to stop, and where we ended, we're going to start there and go narrow and wider over to the next corresponding line. Now, I want to tell you something about the grain of bamboo. Things do go smoother when you work against the grain. We're going to start where we end it, and we're going to drop down to the bottom curved line. And from there, we're going to gently curve up and make a little larger wedge where we began. Now, we repeat this entire process until we swirl all the way around within the center of this rectangle, until we finally come to a very tiny little triangle in the center that we will shade in. I'm going to speed this video up so you can kind of see how I do that. Okay, now we're at the center of our paradox, and we're going to shadow that in. I'm going to make a few more lines right here just to get a little bit smaller triangle. Now, once we're done with this part of the paradox, we're going to do the exact same thing to the rectangle on the right. So we're going to be working in a backwards manner in order to achieve a fan-like appearance with the paradox. And we're basically going to do that between every 2 squares on this lower part of our moon. We'll do more decoration into the other 2 in part 2 and part 3. And also some shading. Please don't be too hard on yourselves. Don't be too critical. You're going to have slips and bumps. Just remember, bamboo is a harder grass wood, and so it takes a little bit more heat to burn it. Also, run a fan, cool your tip a little bit, cool your unit a little bit. I've actually burned up, I've had 2 pins burn up on me, and the owners told me, the manufacturer called told me it's because I was burning too hot. My husband's an electrician, and he said keeping a fan running and keeping my unit cooler will help me significantly so that doesn't happen anymore. Please be sure to like my page, subscribe to my page, tell more people about Creative Originals by Roxine, and come back and join us for part 2 of the second half of this paradox. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.